we're a really people-focused organisation. The people bit is both the team and the guest. And I'm really lucky with the backing that L&D get. And it is absolutely a cost. Everything is a cost, but it's how you're spending that money. So it's great to talk about the return. But I think some of the sort of ROI, the return on investment metrics can put people off, make it too binary in something that can be, really behavioral led. So if you're talking about great customer service, it doesn't always feed well into an ROI, my personal view. And being challenged for our ROI numbers is not an everyday part of my role as head of learning. But where we do look is as a sector within, hospitality, hotels, travel and tourism. I think we're one of the most transparent sectors where on a minute by minute basis, a good business knows what their guests and customers are thinking. Whether it's reaction to, the rates we're charging on online travel agents, all the way through to during stay when people are sharing Instagram images and Twitter feeds, literally, their followers know how they're enjoying their experience before the team does, and then post-stay on guest feedback. And L&D has a really key role in impacting all those feedback sources. And that's really what the C-suite, the exec are really interested in.
And do you track that? Is the C-suite aware of those numbers?
Especially returning, as we sort of unlocked last May from COVID, looking at guest sentiment, and each hotel would look at that on a day-to-day basis. And for example, one of our big challenges was overwhelming volume, actually, especially in the UK, people really wanting that staycation. And we were challenged to provide a great service with reduced headcount. And using the guest feedback, we were looking at where the hotspots were. So was it in certain hotels, we needed to really back up with very quick bite-sized learning around check-in or front office experience. How could we, a big project around housekeeping cleaning, how could we clean safely and efficiently guest bedrooms, and all that was coming direct from the guest. I sometimes think, if a guest makes a throwaway comment on, one of the feedback portals, the impact that they're having, and they really do hold, if not power, great influence in how a business reacts. And a good L&D department should and team should be able to react quickly. So be very sort of, light of foot, have good communication platforms to impact a whole group of hotels. We're about 50 in the UK and Ireland, very quickly. So not taking ages developing content, but getting it out right away. And then also keeping an eye on the midterm. So yes, be reactionary, but where are the gaps coming? Where do we need to start building that talent pipeline? Because I would say most companies now in travel, tourism, hospitality are suffering from switching off that talent pipeline during sort of the first 12 months, 18 months of the pandemic, because we really didn't know what was going to happen. And as a sector, I think we are good at pipeline building, but some of that pipeline would have left, or the development of that pipeline would have stagnated. So it's about switching all these things on. So I suppose for me, it's a cost, but there's got to be good use of the budget that we're given. And for us, that's always included technology, but it's really interesting around the welcome and orientation, and an initial induction period to bring people's skills and knowledge up. We've really tried to find pockets of time where the online and the mobile is delivered by someone and introduced by someone, because we've really found the human interaction of new hires has increased. You can't just go, here's a mobile device, here, you've got an hour a day, crack on and do some learning. It's got to be with that coach and companion. So we use something called team coaches. So people are buddied up in that way. And also, the person that writes my roster, that head of department, they're really powerful, really. They're part of how I'm living my life, and they need to be on board as well with the changing human needs, the behavioural needs of these new hires.